Yo, welcome back to Containing Luxury. On this episode, we're going to be discussing what all this metal framing cost me. Let's get started. Okay, so I got this entire thing framed up, and by I mean myself and Nick. But we did this, pretty much everything you see here. We even have some of the electrical boxes mounted, and this is a 40-foot high cube. This took us maybe 2.5 hours to get done, and that included, well, it's about 3 o'clock right now. But we had to drive like 45 minutes to the nearest place that sold metal framing in San Antonio, which in Florida, it's everywhere. We have building supply houses that sell it, but in some places, I guess you might actually have a tough time trying to find it. However, so what did it cost us? Now, I did call around and I found a place that had the best pricing. This is probably something you're not going to want to buy at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's generally a lower grade or gauge, so it's flimsier and it costs about double the price because they don't sell a lot of it. This is typically something you're going to find at a building supply. So this is 20 gauge, 1 5/8 steel framing. And why we went with 20 gauge, so typically you're going to find like 25 gauge, 20 gauge, and then you're not really ever going to go any lower gauge, which is actually a thicker stud because it's going to be way too big of a pain to work with. Now, I have found that 25 gauge is also a big pain to work with because it bends too easily. And these I just snips and kind of ratchet them together like those monkeys that hit the tambourines together. Like I bend it and then like wail it against itself and then it snaps off. Usually in like 2 of those. So that's typically why I go with 20 gauge. I like it's a little heavier duty, but not so heavy duty that you can't just easily snips it. Now, to the important part, or I guess why you clicked on this video to begin with. So what did we pay? I will actually show you my receipt. So I bought enough metal. I don't know if you've been following along with us, but if you haven't, I'm building a really cool 2 shipping container. Whoa, if I can do this without. Okay, I'm building a 2 shipping container main house with a 40-foot guest house. Now, I don't know why I was pulling my wallet out. I guess you guys don't need my credit card information. So, a 2 40-foot high cube containers with a 40-foot high cube guest house, which we're currently standing in. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're going to be like, oh, well, there's probably double the framing in that other one. Not the case. It's almost identical to the amount of framing I have in this one because I'm not framing out one of the ceilings on my double, and the 2 connected, I have the entire middle wall gone. So the only thing that's in addition to this one is really one of those end walls on that build. The rest of it is almost identical. So the easiest way, I'm gonna try and show you guys this. Let me try and flip my camera. I can't flip the camera. So I'm gonna cut to actually showing you and talking about it. Well, no, I just flashed you guys my beef jerky. Pretty much what I survive on at job sites. All right, so the total here, $728.31. Now, this place was actually super inexpensive. If you're in San Antonio, I recommend Linwood Building Materials. So this is all of my framing, everything I bought. And it came out to $728. You can virtually divide that by 2 and add that extra $28 to the other one because that's about what it's gonna be. So I would say about 350 bucks is a pretty good rate if you can find all your metal framing. And then you can tell on here as well, we ordered some 8-foot studs and some 10-foot studs. Let me switch my camera back around. Actually, you know what? I'll just keep telling you. So we ordered some 10-foot stud that you can see there, and those are for the walls because they're actually 9 foot, and we had to cut about a foot off. The 8-foot studs are for the ceiling. So that's something you want to take into consideration. That you're buying the proper studs, so you don't have as much waste. I'm not going to buy a bunch of 10 foots and cut, 2.5 feet off of it. And when the ceiling was only cut down to about 7'9" after everything. So anyway, this is what a typical cost for a 40-foot high cube if you're going to be framing it yourself and using 20 gauge steel studs that are 16 inches on center with a 1 5/8 thickness. And that's probably what we recommend to build it. So that's pretty much it. Look, let me flip my camera around. Okay, so that's pretty much it for framing. I think if you can pick up all your framing for anything less than $350 or even pay $350, that's super inexpensive. So, but this again is not going to be your own DIY system. This is your contractor. You're good at metal framing. You can smoke it out, and you have a spray foam guy. So that's virtually the only thing that allows us to do this, is that we have a spray foam company that's going to come in and close cell spray foam this. The other way, the DIY, do it yourself. Yeah, DIY. Yeah. Okay, so the DIY way is going to be InsoFast. That's the easiest. Literally glue the panels to the wall. If you haven't seen some of our videos on that, you can check it out. Also, if you want to learn how to use that system, make sure to check out ContainingLuxury.com. And we actually have workshops where you can come down and learn how to build these. So that way, when you go to do it yourself, you can learn from all of the mistakes that we made and save yourself tons of time and tons of money. Because the first couple of these I built, I was like, I'm never doing that again. And I found ways I could shave off like $1,000, $2,000, down to now we kind of have a system where we can really hammer them out quickly and efficiently. So use our knowledge and learn from our mistakes. Anyway, that's it. Containing Luxury out!